Hi, welcome to the Real Estate Roundtable.
What up?
Today we have Ryan Nickel with Bootstrap Real
REI.
Estate Investor.
That's right.
And Ryan, what are you most passionate about?
In real estate or just like?
Anything.
Anything. Well, okay. Honestly, like my biggest passion is spending time with my family, like being a dad. Like we just got back from doing a week in Vegas. Every 90 days we go on vacations, and that's really what I'm passionate about.
That's awesome.
Just being there with my kids.
Spending quality time with your kids.
Totally.
And kind of being there when they grow up.
Yep.
When it comes to real estate, what gets you up in the morning?
Well, originally when I was like broke and on food stamps, I was like, I gotta pay the bills.
Right.
Like that fear motivated me every single morning. Like I gotta get up and just hit the ground and just go and not come back until like I got like, a bird in the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Now it's not so much that, like I don't have like that fear like waking me up in the middle of the night, like get out of bed, go work, Now it's like, how can I help people? And my focus originally was focusing like, how can I help people get started in real estate? And I thought I've done like a pretty good job doing that.
Yeah, you just had something come out on your website, right? That kind of mentors people
exactly.
through the whole process.
Totally just giving it back.
Free.
Totally
yeah.
Free, yeah. Bootstrap, REI.com. It's a free resource. It shows you from start to finish how to get a deal, find it, talk to the person, get it under contract. All that's there as a resource. Right now, I've taken like a step back because I looked at like last year. I went into just totally helping the investor. And I realized my focus was shifted and I neglected the actual buyer, or not the buyer, the actual seller themselves.
Oh.
Like that's really what I'm passionate about because I lost my house to foreclosure in 2010. Right. We got kicked out the day after Christmas. Like I know what that goes, like
that's
what happened.
Really traumatic.
It sucked. My wife was pregnant with our second kid. My daughter's a year old. I'm like, this is like horrible. What's happening? Like I'm passionate about helping those families. And so I got a guy just referred me a deal. We're closing on it on Friday. This lady's like, look, I can't afford my house anymore. I heard that you can help me. Please, can you help me? And like, that's really what I'm passionate about. And I make money in the process, so that's always,
Perfect.
Plus.
How do you turn negatives to positives?
I mean, we all have negatives. This is how I think about it. So, like, it's a wheel.
Okay.
And the wheel's constantly turning. So if I'm on the negative side, if I'm on the bottom, well, guess what? I'm going to be right back on the top again.
Cool.
So it's just a cycle. So I just got to either wait it out if it's like a negative like downturn in my business or, whatever.
Yeah.
Or if it's just like a negative person, well, I just avoid that person.
Good idea.
Sorry, dude, you're toxic, I'm out.
Partners, yay or nay?
Yay. I've made more money with partnerships than I have with just going alone. There's an old saying, I don't know if it's true. I mean, I don't know what it exactly is, but it's like an African proverb I heard. It's like if you want to go like far, do it yourself. If you want to go even farther, do it with someone else or something like that.
If you want to go fast?
That's what it is. Yeah, if you want to go fast, go by yourself. If you want to go far, do it with someone else.
Okay.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, but the idea is the partnership, that you have that togetherness. And let me just like share a little bit of something about this as well. So my wife and I, we just started something called the Whole30 diet. It sucks. It is like the hardest thing ever because it's like straight
Whole30.
Whole30. So for 30 days, you're doing nothing but like whole foods, no carbs, no sugar, no dairy, nothing.
Okay.
And we're doing it exactly together at the same time because as I slip, not like I'm like, binging in the my closet or my pants or anything, but we hold each other accountable and we like really support each other. So like you can't do that alone. Right. You're just like, I'm weak, I'm sorry, I'm done. So we can help each other. So yeah, it definitely balances out.
So it helps when you have a partner, really.
Totally does, yeah. So like, Randy Just. I meet with him every 2 weeks. We have a breakfast together. And there are some times when I come to the table and I got deals for him, and there are times when I don't. He's like, Ryan, I want a deal by the end of 3 o'clock today. And I'm like, Randy, it doesn't work like that. But I know like tomorrow I'm having breakfast with him tomorrow. And I got 2 deals that I'm presenting to him. And so it's like, that accountability that keeps you, moving and motivated. Mm-hmm. So, asking me like, what motivates me?
Meeting with Randy Just for breakfast.
Meeting with Randy Just for breakfast. That fear of letting my good friend and partner down.
So, Randy just talked to us at the Real Estate Roundtable today, and he said he likes working with you because you're not annoying. Go into a little bit and like, what's a good way to present your deals to people so that way like they really want to work with you? And
so there's this illusion out there that wholesaling is just you find a property and you just share it with somebody, and then you're gonna get paid like a fat paycheck,
and that's it.
That's it. No job. Like there was a guy at a meetup most recently, and he goes, we asked him what the comps were for the deal. And he's like, well, you gotta go out and do it yourself. And we're like, well, what are the repairs? Well, I don't know. You got to go do that yourself. We're like, what the hell do you do? I mean, seriously, like, what do you do? I mean, you have an address. I mean, anyone can look up on Zillow or anywhere they want and say, here's an address, go look at this house, pay me some money for this. And like, I think one of the reasons is that I actually do the work. I estimate what my repairs are. I estimate what the ARV is going to be realistically based on his formula, because I know what his formula is. Right. This price per square foot, all that stuff. And so when I'm presenting the deal, I'm like, look, this is what you're going to make on this. And within like reason, it's pretty accurate. Wouldn't you say, Randy?
Let's talk about social media.
All right.
You do Motivational Monday and Flashcard Fridays. What gave you the inspiration to do that?
Oh gosh, that's a really good question. So, talking about these meetings with Randy, I said, hey, I got these flashcards. In fact, they're right here. These flashcards right here.
These are also really great to do role playing with your accountability partners. Yeah, we recommend at least 5 to 15 minutes a day role playing, and just pull out a card and
5 minutes a day is all it takes.
5 minutes a day.
Yeah. bootstraprei.com/flashcards.
And you can follow him on Instagram and Facebook, and he talks about these flashcards as well.
So these were an idea that I had about a year ago, and then we started having these breakfast meetings with Randy. And I said, hey, I'm going to put these flashcards together. And I said, I'm going to call them Flashcard Tuesday. And he's like, that's a stupid idea. He's like, you need to have Flashcard Friday. And I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. So if you actually go back, you'll see that my very first one was on a Tuesday.
Oh, really?
It was. And because I was all proud, I went to the show at like our breakfast lunch or our breakfast, meetup. And so that's where that came from, the Flashcard Fridays.
Cool. And what about Motivational Monday?
So Motivational Monday, it came from the fact that I was looking at that there were just a segment of my page that I wanted to meet, that I wanted to influence, that I wanted to be able to encourage them to just go out there and continue to do stuff. Okay. And I thought that by me just posting my deals so before Motivational Monday, let's take a step back. I had a day in the life of a real estate investor. Oh, okay. And it was every single day for 150 days. Wow. The good, the bad, the ugly. I mean, there were times where I'm like...
Was it like live video, or was it just pictures? Or...
No, it was like video.
Okay.
Yeah. It was like either of a phone call with the seller, or just getting hung up on the seller, and just some of it's just like raw, just like me just pissed off.
Just failures.
Yeah, like I think I cried in a few of them. I'm like, this sucks, this is so hard. And this is back when I was like really struggling still. Right. And a lot of people just reached out to me like, this is so valuable. I'm so glad you did this. I started running out of content. I'm like, I'm becoming repetitive here. Right. And so what I did was I have coaching students, and then not everyone could coach with me. So Motivational Monday became that aspect. Oh, okay. Was like, you know what? This was the most valuable lesson that I saw from the coaching experience that I had with my students this week. I'm going to share this with the group. Perfect. And so that's kind of where that came from. Awesome. And do you get a lot of people coming onto your live video and asking you questions? I do. And I'm not the best at sitting there and waiting for it, because there's a delay. Right. And so I've had people say, hey, why don't you just do it at the designated time, so we know you're going to come on and we can ask you these questions. Right. And I haven't formalized it yet, but I think what I want to do is maybe have them submit the questions beforehand, and I'll just have them ready to go. That's something Mike's doing as well, yeah. Oh, cool, yeah. And but I don't think that'll be a Motivational Monday. That'll be something different. Okay. That'll be like a Question Wednesday. I really liked your post, your bird box. I was like, yes, this guy's winning. So, what gave you, what's the thought process behind that one? I was like... So a long time ago, I used to be a social media manager for a lady that has a multi-million-dollar company, and she's in multiple continents. And so I managed like all these different continents. And one thing I learned early on was that when you're doing social media, you have to find something that's relevant to the general population that has nothing to do with what you're doing, but try to tie it back in. Right. And so I never saw Bird Box. I still haven't seen it. But I've seen enough of it like show up on my news feeds, and I see like the stupid teenage girl that's like bird boxing in her car and crashed it. I'm like, who the heck? What's going on? So I got the idea at that point. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna bird box this, because it was in the social consciousness. Right. And so because everyone was talking about it and thinking about it, that's why I decided to do that. So the picture on Instagram is him blindfolded, holding a contract? A contract and $4,000 in cash. And all hundreds. And he's in front of his car, and it says, I buy houses. And what was the caption? It says, me bird boxing my next deal. People loved it though, right? Did you get a lot of comments? That's probably one of my more favorite ones. I got the most likes and shares, I would say. But again, you're tapping into the social movement, the social conversation that's happening right there, and so you're able to like sneak your way into it. And if I were a little bit more strategic about it, I probably would have like did a lot more hashtags like Bird Box and Netflix and stuff like that.
Okay. Who took that picture?
My wife. She's like, "What are you doing?"
So your meetup's tomorrow.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about your meetup.
Okay, so it's every third Tuesday in Marysville, where my meetup's at, and I gotta tell you, Jen, I've struggled with this thing for a long time.
Okay.
Like I've had it, and Randy could tell you, and Eric can tell you that, you know, I do it, and I'm like, I'm done with it, guys. I'm done with it. And the reason why I say I'm done with it was because the original idea behind the whole entire meetup was never to give information or content for people to go out there and do deals on their own. It was for all these them to be like, Brian, I got a deal. What do I do? Well, bring it to me.
Right,
that was
promoting you.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah. You know, bird dogging kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And that was it for a long time. And then I got burned. There were a couple of people that came to the group, and I feel like, you know, they poached the information and went out and did a couple of deals, and I got like hurt. I'm like, oh, they didn't bring that to me? They made money without me? What's going on here? And I thought, like, you know, that's very selfish of me. But that's where I was at. That was my mindset. And so I started thinking, like, you know what?
You weren't really benefiting from your group?
Yeah, because I wasn't benefiting. I didn't want to share my knowledge with people. So it was very selfish. And come around, you know, this has been a long time process. I think my group's probably like 3 years old.
Okay.
And I think, honestly, that's part of the reason why it hasn't grown in a way that it possibly could have, because it was very self-serving.
Okay.
So my group is transforming in this way now. It's going to be, because we're at a point now where we're financially sustainable.
Okay.
I mean, we're good as, you know, as it comes with finances go, with real estate. And so it's really a labor of love, me just really giving back to people. So
what's your meeting tomorrow going to be about?
It's actually called REI Funeral. Yeah. So it's kind of a play on words. It's a dual meaning. So I had a meeting with Eric and with Randy, and I said, guys, this is going to be my last meetup.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be.
I'm going to cancel it.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm canceling. I'm going to cancel the meetup because Eric's like, yeah, great, I'll bring you on mine.
There's a meetup tomorrow, and that's the last meetup with Ryan. So are you going to more like partner with Eric here, or what's the plan?
That's kind of the plan, but yeah. So Randy's like, don't cancel it just yet. We have our breakfast meetup, and that's where I get, like, you know, we bounce ideas off of. But the plan is to cancel it. But I also have a specific exercise that I want to run people through. Cool. And it's called REI Funeral.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you going to be speaking at any other events in Sacramento?
I don't know. It's one of those things where Eric wants me to come every quarter, and I have no problem doing that. I love doing that.
Yeah.
I think that's probably would be I don't want to oversaturate myself. And at the same time, I want to practice what I preach. I don't want to be out there the guy that's the talking head that says, oh, I do this and I do that, and then really like behind the scenes, I'm like, crap, I don't got a deal. So I actually want to be that guy.
More work on your business.
Yeah, because when I looked at my numbers last year, it was our best year to date since we've been doing this business for 4 years. But I focused a lot of time and energy on the coaching, the mentoring, and I realized that a lot of my deals came from my own private work that I want to get back into doing. Okay.
Yeah, and you even posted some stuff about your cash flow on social media.
Yeah.
What was kind of the idea behind that? Kind of holding you accountable to your $10,000 cash flow a month goal?
Yeah. So last year we sold multiple properties. And as we sold those properties, our cash flow, because they were cash flowing properties, went down, and then we lost one in the campfire.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were once sustainable financially, where it was like our cash flow covered all of our monthly expenses. So right now, and that was about $6,000 a month. We're at, I think, $4,200 is what it is. But we got 6 figures just hanging out in the bank today. So it's like, you know, I'm not going to go broke overnight.
Right.
But that's when I realized, when I'm looking at my numbers, and, you know, I should say, if you don't know your numbers, you just have a hobby. You don't have a business. Businesses know their numbers. And when I'm looking at my numbers, I'm going, okay, I actually need to get back into my actual business here with my marketing, my promoting, all that stuff of the actual nickel properties, not bootstrap REI, and to build that machine. And that's part of I would say that's probably my biggest downfalls, is being a one-man shop. I don't have these systems in place.
Oh, okay.
Because the cash flow keeps coming in. I'm like, you know what? I'll just get another house, and that cash flow will cover that hole.
Right.
And I'll get another house, and the cash flow will keep on building up, and I don't have to worry about these, you know, these peaks and valleys that happen in a business when you're not marketing consistently.
Right.
And so now I'm looking at my business, and I'm like, okay, I got to get right back into this again.
What made you decide to post your numbers on social media, though?
I'm very transparent. I'm not hiding anything, and
Did you get a lot of comments on it? Were people like...
Yeah, well, I got 2 comments. One was, "Holy crap, that's a lot of money," because they see the bank account too. That's aside with it, and that's cool. Then I get some other people like, "Oh, that's such a low number, man. You can totally do that." Because my goal was 24 properties. Like, "Oh, that's 24. You got that in 6 months, man." Yeah. And so
2 sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, there was no middle of the road. Like, "Oh, I don't know, man." So,
yeah, it's either like they support you or they're like think you're crazy.
Yeah,
right?
And so I posted those numbers also to kind of encourage people. Like, look, this is where I've come from. Like food stamps, unemployment, like sleeping on the back of some guy's office floor, to being financially free. It's very doable, and so it's kind of a motivation as well. But it is to also be like, hey, this is my goal, and I'm gonna get it. You're gonna watch me.
How many calls do you get off of your car?
Not very many, but the ones I have gotten have turned into very profitable deals. We've closed 2 last year that were, to me, over $20,000 in personal revenue.
So he puts "I buy houses" on the back of his truck with his phone number.
Yeah, and I think all of in the 2 or 3 years that I've had it, I think I've only received 5 phone calls.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty good close ratio though, I closed 2 of 5.
And that advertising cost, what it cost you
$97. When I didn't have it, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. Yeah. I was struggling to even come up with that. So
you also have 2 books.
Yeah, I do.
Defend Yourself from Foreclosure. And the other one is How to Buy Your House in a Bad Market.
How to Sell Your House When It Won't Sell.
How your house, yeah.
The market that we're going into right now.
So what's going on with those?
So I use those as marketing books.
Okay.
So they're written in the perspective to help the homeowner, to help the seller who's going through rough time financially. Either they can't sell their house and they have to sell it, or they're going through some kind of financial hardship that's causing their house to go into foreclosure. And so both of those books were geared to be glorified business cards. Because if I knock on their door, I'm like, "Hey, I'm Ron, I can help you with your house." I give them my business card, they're like, "Yeah, whatever," and they just go in the trash can. If I give them a book, people just don't throw books away unless they're crazy. So that's the reason why I wrote those books. I wanted to be, there's this philosophy out there that he who educates dominates. And so that's what I wanted to do, is I wanted to educate my end consumer, who is the seller of the house, to lead them logically to the natural conclusion that I'm the person they need to sell their house to. And the book does all of the heavy lifting for me.
If you were just gonna start as a real estate investor right now, what would you tell yourself?
Right now? That's a great question. I would tell myself to probably do what I'm actually doing right now, is to only focus on actions that lead to dollars. So dollar productive activities. Calling, marketing, all the stuff. Like today I was telling my wife, because we do have quite a bit of properties. We have well, you saw it's on the
yeah.
I think
it's all on his social media.
Yeah. So I think right now we have 15, and we're at a 16th property on Friday. And I spent literally 3 hours today, because we were gone for 10 days, going through all of my mail, making sure all of my tenants paid their rents on time, doing all that stuff myself, the P&L. And I'm like, crap, man, this is not making me any money. And I told my wife, I'm like, I need to hire a part-time bookkeeper or somebody to go in there and do that aspect of the business, because every time I open up a letter or something, or look to make sure the mortgage was paid, I'm like, crap, this is time away from me prospecting and calling on somebody.
Instead of making money, you're just kind of managing.
Right. And then that's kind of the poor man mentality that I've had, is growing up into the business that I'm at, is that you started from scratch, you started broke, and so you had to do it.
Yeah. You don't have a choice.
And so I have a real hard time not letting go, but just realizing what I need to let go of. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of the realization today. I'm like, crap, okay, this is where I'm at. So that's what I would tell myself, is get out there and do what makes the money only.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. How is the real estate round? How do you like the real estate roundtable, and what's this group really done for you?
Well, this is my first time. No.
Yeah, actually, I think it is.
This is my first time actually coming as a participant, as not a participant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually a spectator tonight. This is one of the most connected groups that I've been to. I mean, they are, they're informative. The guys that come are very well, they do a lot.
Oh yeah, you know Randy?
I know Randy, yeah. Randy does a lot. I mean, no, honestly, the caliber of people that come here and that are doing, deals in the market right now today, they come and they're networking. I'm really impressed, actually. I mean, he's really has built this thing up to where it's like, I enjoy coming. It's funny. It's educational. You have a great part in it as well.
Thank you.
But no, I'm serious. Like, and Eric is he's someone to emulate. He's a very good delegator. And
very good.
And this is one thing that I look at myself and I'm like, crap, you know, I talked to you about my meetup. I'm a one-man show. I'm the Ryan Nichols show. And because of that, I've stunted my own growth. And I'm looking at like Eric, he's just exploded. And the reason why is because he's built this community of people that feel like they belong.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
that
what
you're a part of it and that you want to participate.
Yeah.
And, you know, the group is all of us adding to the group, right?
That's what it is, yeah. Mm-hmm. So you have this compound effect that's happening. And so it's just, that's what I love about it. And I'm always surprised. At one point I'm like, oh, he's gonna run out of ideas, because I'm thinking about myself, like I ran out of ideas. But I'm like, no, he's not. He's like coming up with new ideas and better ideas. And I'm like, that's what I love about it. It's always innovative, and there's always just new people coming that are just really, you know, helping it to grow and blossom.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Perfect.